Rocklahoma 2024. We're somewhat framed okay up there. All that matters is the sound is good. John Cooper from Skillet joining me here. We're just watching a little college football here in between sets. I mean, did you film your video for Unpopular at a stadium? What stadium was that?
Yeah, it was called, the Celebration something. It's about 45 minutes outside of Nashville.
Okay.
And I can't remember, they call it like the Celebration Factory or something.
I was like, I couldn't tell. I was like, is this Vanderbilt Stadium? Is this in Memphis? It was not the Liberty Bowl, clearly. I'm a venue junkie. I know all these places. It sounds
like I am not a venue junkie, but I had never been there. But it's an awesome, they do rodeos and stuff, and they still have like the old thing with the horses stalls. It was really cool.
What a great song. The song's Unpopular.
Oh,
it's a great video, and it means a lot to me. Let's just say, John, you may not know it yet, but you and I are buddies.
Okay,
I've read your book.
Oh, wow, we really are then.
Yeah, we're friends.
Awesome.
If that means anything at all.
It does.
So the song, though, to me says a lot because there are so many times over the last 4 to 8 to 10 years where people I've felt very unpopular, and yet I feel like, well, I'm not. I'm kind of more of a normal person. I have traditional values, and yet I feel sort of pushed to the side in some ways. Is that song kind of...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are living in a time where the world is changing very, very rapidly, and there is such I'm not even really talking about politics, but when you use these words, people think you are. Not even meaning that, but just a tyranny, like a culture tyranny, to force you to be somebody that you don't want to be, or to make you say something that you don't want to say. You go, I don't believe that, but they're going to force you to do it. And I'm tired of it. And in the end, you just said what is really the point of the whole song. I think there's a lot more of us than there are of them.
I'd like to think so.
I think most people in America still have this sort of like residual thing of, hey, I think America's a great country. It's the best country in the world to live in. I still believe in God and country and family and working hard and freedom of speech. It's like we all kind of agree on this stuff.
That's very controversial. All those things are just, oh my gosh.
At this point it is, and that's why I say, you know what? I don't know if I want to be popular in your world. I'm just going to do my thing, say what I believe, and see ya.
I love it.
Whatever.
The lyrics really resonate, and it really stands out, and I love what you guys are doing. In fact, it's funny, I go back with you guys because back in the mid-'90s, I'm in like middle school, I'm going to youth group, and it's like, hey, we can go see this concert. It's DC Talk and Audio Adrenaline.
Oh, yeah.
You remember them? Right.
Oh,
so,
of course.
So, but then another guy was like, well, there's this other band called Skillet. And I'm like, what? Skillet? What is that? And like to see sort of the evolution where you guys have come to a word of mouth in a youth group to 2 Grammy nominations, 17 times platinum sales, books, playing a festival like Rocklahoma where there's going to be 30,000 people out here. What a journey it's been for this band.
It's crazy. Nobody's more surprised than me. I've been saying that for years. I'm like, I cannot believe we're still around. I can't believe people are listening. It started so small, as you said, working so hard. We were on a little indie label for the first 10 years. A lot of people don't know that Skillet, our first gold record was 10 years into the band.
Unreal.
So, we're blessed. And we owe it to the fans. It's because the fans kept listening. You just said it was word of mouth.
Yeah.
And people kept saying, there's this band called Skillet, and that's how it started, I met somebody once, he said, I'm your biggest fan. And he said, you'll never believe where I heard of your band from. And I said, where? And he goes, I literally was at the Mall of America, which is in Minneapolis. Yes. I was at the Mall of America. This is his words, not mine. Taking a dump, and all of a sudden, the person next to me's phone started ringing, and it was a ringtone. And I go, dude, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is, but what is that ringtone? The guy goes, it's my favorite band, Skillet, Whispers in the Dark. And he said, that's when I became a fan. And then I thought, I don't know if I want to know that story, but it's a pretty good one.
I love that, and that's what's so great about music. It's so great about this style of music, and we're celebrating all of it out here. I mean, you got Skillet and Kerry King from Slayer playing the same festival. I love it. We need Stryper and like King Diamond to kind of interact, to like counteract. I love this yin and yang.
I like it. And you know what? I've never told that story on an interview before.
I love that story.
And so I think that we should make a tagline: Skillet, will help you poop.
Okay, let's just send that to Blabbermouth real quick. I got to send an email while I'm thinking of it.
Oh, they'll find
that
it.
That is hilarious. You guys are out on tour with Seether right now for the rest of the September, in the fall.
Actually, it begins in 2 weeks. Skillet Seether, going to be absolutely awesome. I cannot wait. We toured with them the last time was like 2008. That's how long it's been since we toured with Seether. So we're very excited to be back on the road. New music, of course, as you mentioned, new record coming out in November. Revolution. People need to go pre-order, pre-save it, etc.
I really hope that they do, because now more than ever, we need this opinion. We need other things out there. And to me, when you say, hey, this stuff shouldn't be controversial, our message is universal. Like, well, I think the proof is in the sales, the fandom, the all-time high. Like, you're doing something right. You know, that's
I think that there is a disconnect from a lot of the online stuff that will hate you because of something that you said, like, you know, even talking about like freedom of speech or something. They'll find something online to try to make you look like you're some kind of maniac. But in reality, the vast amount of rock and roll listeners support this stuff because they're like, dude, this is what rock and roll is. I mean, there would be no rock and roll without freedom of speech. So what rock and roll exists is to say, hey, you know what? It's against the system. It's against the norm. I'm going to say what I want to say, and I'm going to do it with killer music. That's what rock and roll is.
John, I'm not going to bring up like a specific example of this, but I just want to get your thoughts on this, because there's been some controversy lately about like, hey, if a political candidate wants to use a song, and people are like, nope, you're not using that. Get that off of there. Are you cool, like Skillet? Any song, anywhere, any person, you good with it?
This is my personal opinion, and this could change. I don't want somebody later to say,
it's case by case.
Well, you said blah, blah, blah. My personal opinion that today, I don't care who plays my song at their political rally, because I believe in America over party. You know, I believe in the foundations of this country. So, but plus, we have this thing called social media, and let's just say, hypothetical, let's say that you're running for president and you're playing my song, and let's just say that I don't like your platform. I can always go on social media and say, hey, I want to make it clear, this dude may be using my song, and I'm happy for him to use it. I don't support it. It doesn't mean that I'm supporting his presidency, but I love America. You could do that. There's a lot of ways you can go around it. Now, I do think there's a difference. Let's just say that you then wanted to use my song on one of your paid advertisements on a commercial.
That specifically supports like an issue.
Yeah, now we're getting into something. But if you're playing my song at a political rally and you're walking out and my song's playing, I go, hey, you know what? Go America. It's the best country in the world, and we can disagree on some things.
John, we don't disagree on much. We're good friends. Before we let you go real quick, I got to talk about the book. Weak, Wimpy, Woke. That book meant a lot. Just seeing the title's powerful, and to see that your theories, your ideologies on a lot of things to come out. Like what was kind of the impetus for you writing that? Like what did you feel moved to do it by just what you were seeing in the world?
Yeah, the reason I wrote the book, and I think that we're all seeing it now, in fact, the book released just, 2 weeks after October 7. Remember October 7 in Israel and the Hamas attack?
Right.
And the impetus of the book is that we are on the verge of the end of Western civilization. It is being destroyed, all right? And for anybody that says, don't get political, well, life is political. Western civilization, in my view, is worth saving. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to speak your mind, to chart your own course, to go to church or to not go to church. All those things are freedoms that I would die for. So the impetus was this: we're on the verge of losing this. It is actually, it will be very bad for everybody if it does.
Yeah.
And that is why when October 7 happened, I said on my podcast, I said, the reason October 7 happened is precisely this. It is because some people view Western civilization as evil oppressors. And because, you know, they call Israel, they call the little Satan.
Right.
They call America the big Satan. So if people end up destroying Israel, who do you think they're coming after next? That's why. So I believe in Western civilization. I don't care if you're conservative or liberal. I'm just saying these are good principles, and that's why I wrote the book.
John, great stuff. I'm so excited we got to do this today. It's getting hot and sultry out here, but that's what Rocklahoma's all about, baby. We're going to see Skillet up here on the main stage, skillet.com. All the dates with Seether are out there. Pre-order the new album Revolution and do it right now. And we got a couple fast friends here. John, we're buds. We made it work. Thank you so much, brother. Thanks a lot.